Okay. So in the center of the card of the deck, which is in the center of the reading, we have the Queen of Wands and then the Knight of Cups reversed, okay? And then we also have the Seven of Cups, okay? So we have two people or two different types of energies that are kind of coursing through all of December. The Knight of Cups the King of Cups reversed is a water sign or a water type energy. So that could be a Cancer, it could be a Pisces, it could be you, Scorpio. And it's just they're not working at their highest vibration. They've gotten to a really high space in their life, but it's just, you know, they're acting from a space of jealousy or confusion or, you know, being kind of backhanded and like kind of mean in a way, you know, emotionally. So condescending. So this could, and it could be involuntary. It could just be that they're terrified and they're scared because they don't know what decision they're going to make. But it's still not in their highest vibration, okay? So it doesn't mean that this person can't turn around and be in their high vibration. It's just right now they aren't working from that space. Now, the Queen of Wands, which is a fire sign, so that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, is trying their best to work from their higher vibration. So they're really outgoing, they're funny, they are loving, they know how to pick up your spirits without even trying. It's just a natural reaction it's just how they are naturally. They don't have to work at it. Now, we do have the Seven of Cups in between these two. And so this is, you know, kind of having a lot of choices between these two people, but just not knowing which one is positive for them, for their individual self. Okay, so it could be like, you know, having choices that aren't going to bring you to your higher vibration, and then having choices that are definitely going to bring you to your higher vibration, and not knowing which one is which. And that is very evident since we do have November, the Two of Swords coming in. Okay, and so I feel like they are definitely going to work together. So, you know, you could be one of these people. You could be exhibiting the King of Cups energy or the Queen of Wands energy. And you're just trying to, you know, figure out what choices to make, because there's a lot of different choices, and some of them are really awesome, and some of them are awesome but aren't going to do you any good. Okay, so this is when you have to really decipher and be mindful of what's coming in December. In love, we have the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Discs, and the Nine of Wands reversed. Okay. So it feels like you guys are really, really working together. If you're in a relationship, you're trying to learn more about each other. And by doing that, like one of the ways that you might be doing that is, you know, complimenting each other on what they're capable of. You know, saying, "Oh, you're such a great cook. Thank you so much for cooking." And that person then works harder at becoming an even more amazing cook. And then the other person, you know, is like, "Oh, you're so great with kids." And so then they start working more on kids because, you know, that made them feel really good that you said that. And so they want to keep pleasing you in a way. Now, the thing that's in between is the Nine of Wands, okay? So the Nine of Wands in reverse type energy often is, you know, defending what you love, defending where you are, but it's exhausting you. Like you're using all your resources to do this. You truly do believe it's worthwhile, but you're expending more energy than you have. Okay? It's like getting beaten down and then still having to get back up and defend. Okay? So make sure that make sure that this is organic, make sure that this is true, because if you're just giving compliments for compliment's sake and saying, oh, you're so amazing, but you don't necessarily believe it, you're just saying it because you're exhausted and you don't want to speak your truth, that's a different thing, okay? Now, if you aren't in a relationship and you are single, then I really feel like it's a time for you to hone your own skills and do the things that really make you happy. And if you want to learn something, then really delve into it. You just might meet somebody there that tickles your fancy. And also, by delving into something that you really enjoy and you want to learn, it'll take off that Nine of Wands stress of, if it's not your thing to get all dolled up and go out and party or whatnot, then don't do it, because it's going to exhaust you. And that's kind of like you going into battle in a way. Instead, go take a pottery class or take a cooking class, or go volunteer. I mean, it's the holiday season. There's a ton of things that happen in December where you can volunteer and give back and possibly meet someone there. In career, we have the Empress reversed, we have the Lovers, and Page of Discs. So I think some of you guys might be getting a raise or a very beautiful bonus. And yeah, so it feels like, it's a nice space. It's very sweet, it's very kind, and it's generous. So you could be on the receiving end of that somebody is trying to give you sweet nothings of appreciation, and so that could be a monetary, and it could also just be a really nice pat on the back and some really beautiful words spoken to you that make you feel really great. And some of you guys might actually move into a better job. Okay, like the Page of Discs often brings messages, and when it's upright, it's so sweet and innocent and just wants to help out. And I see the Page of Discs kind of looking up to the Lovers right there, and Lovers can often be contracts. Yeah, so you could actually be getting a new contract of sorts for a new job. You might not see it panning out right now, but in the future it will definitely gain some momentum and move you forward. Yeah, you could also possibly meet somebody there at work too, and somebody might be, finally professing their love for you. At the holiday party there, they just might come up and say, I've really been watching you for a while. That sounds kind of stalkerish, but you know what I mean. Like they just wanted to let you know that they care about you. So that could definitely be something that's happening in the work arena. Okay, so there is something going on with your finances that you thought was going to come through by this time, and it hasn't, and it probably won't in December. So if somebody owed you money, or you thought you were going to get a contract of some sorts when it comes to finances, it could, this could actually be linked together, that you get word of a bonus and it's going to happen, but you don't get it till January. But in any regards, it will come through. It's just a little delayed, and knowing that puts you kind of at ease and makes you be able to sit back and rest for a moment, and enjoy the success that you have created. Now, here we have Strength, which is interesting to have that with the Nine of Cups. So in some regards, I think that you might, that this venture is delayed, or this financial gain is delayed, a beginning of sorts is delayed. So you are putting on airs that you already have it, like, oh yeah, it's in the bag, but it's not necessarily in the bag yet. It's delayed. You're not 100% sure that it's going to happen. There's a good chance that it will, but there's still, there's always room for something to shift, and you know that, especially since it's late. Okay, so with the Nine of Cups here and Strength, it could be that you're being a little smug, possibly, Scorpio. And I say that, but I think it's more of wanting to believe, wanting to believe that it will definitely come through. And so you're manifesting it in a way to come through by saying, no, it will be through by January 1st. No, I will gain this by January 1st or January 15th or February or whenever. And so in a way, I think by doing that, you are turning it around for yourself. Like, oh no, there's no way that it won't happen. So that's really interesting to have that together. So I'm going to cross my fingers for you and hope that it does come through. And I think that for most of you it will. I think you're fine health-wise. I just don't think it's a focus for you this month. You're going to wait to start something. This month you really just want to celebrate and enjoy yourself. And, and maybe you're even throwing some parties. But I think it's with the Ace of Cups, you're really just focusing on your emotional well-being and where you sit emotionally and in the spirit realm. Yeah, and so you're really feeling that up, which is also part of your entire health. So I think like the physicality of health, it's not a big concern to you this month. You'll deal with that in January, but this month it's more about being around people that have a good vibration for you, that you enjoy being with, that you want to celebrate with, and that you possibly want to start something new with. I mean, who knows about that person in at work. And this could also be just a friend too. Somebody might just come up to you in the work arena and say, hey, you know what, I just think you're really cool and I wanted to let you know that, and that buds a really sweet friendship. But it really is about celebrating and just kind of letting go of like a regime in a way that you have been trying to implement. And I think you will in the future be able to do it, but right now you don't have the patience to be so regimented. All right. So, but you look healthy. It looks healthy. If anything, it might be, with the Emperor reversed, it could be, muscular. It definitely could be. You could your muscles are tired or sore. So be careful of pulling a muscle. Oh, I just got this for another, I think I got it for Libra, actually. Be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. Let me read that to you again. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. So when we have this, especially we have like the Two of Swords that's kind of resonating through everything, is, making choices. And sometimes it's really hard to make choices when you are carrying baggage from the past. So the past is never an excuse to lead the future, okay? The past were lessons that you needed to learn, whether it was tumultuous or it was joyful, whatever it was, and whatever you took from it is important for you to carry on today. Yes, so take the lessons, but leave the pain. And when you do that, it makes it much easier to make choices in the future. Now, when I say leave the pain, a lot of people are like, well, I can't do that, and why would I want to leave the pain? And I'm not saying that, to literally like never feel it, but I'm saying to transport it and use it in a way that is healthy for you. Okay, so you're not forgiving for other people. You're not forgiving to help out the person who hurt you. You're forgiving to help you so that you can be the person that the universe needs you to be. Okay? Scorpio, never forget how strong and powerful you truly are, and that power and grace that you have is needed through the universe. It is so much larger than just these two choices that you have, okay? or the people who you're kind of conflicted with, and you just don't understand where it is that you need to go. And this is, I mean, this center piece here really is reflected in every area of your life. Okay? So you might have to forgive one of these people, the King of Cups or the Queen of Wands. Forgive them and understand that they are doing the best that they can in the space they are, especially if it's the King of Cups, okay? So I get a feeling like it could be parents. One of them could be you, and the other one is a spouse or a friend or a family member. And it could be between friends, too. But it is, like, as soon as I saw this card and I started talking, I just got this feeling of, like, your heart just tightening up. You know, and this is not the time to do that, okay? It is time to release that, okay? And you have time this month. December, it's Mercury retrogrades, okay? So Mercury retrograde is a perfect time to sit with your emotions, sit with your feelings, resonate with them for some time, and then make a decision, yeah? It's all there. It's all there for you. Oh, a dove. How sweet. Okay. The dove is a symbol of sexuality, peace, divine inspiration. Oh, that's really great. So yeah, the dove is often associated with female sexuality and maternity. So this is also, because I see we have the Empress reversed, which I didn't talk too much about, but I talked in the general about the Empress reversed. So the Empress is a very fertile being, starting new beginnings, often bringing, is also very sexual and beautiful, and can bring children. So in the reverse, when we have that, be careful, because if you do not want to bring in life to this world right now, then use the right protection, because it could happen now. Okay. But with the dove, I mean, this is being at peace with your own sexuality, being at peace with your divine inspiration, that you are amongst gods and goddesses of this world, of this universe, and you are one of them, and loving that and accepting that,